Let's get it on like Donkey Kong. Dun, dun, dun. What up? What up? How can we make that intro fun? Like, high energy. No. That's not me. That is not me at all. Make sure that's going. That's going. All right, you beautiful people. Let's see if this autofocus works. Autofocus on this, not on my face. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? That there is an M box. All right. An M box. I got that in 2011. That was my foray. That was my entry into the Pro Tools world. My entry into growing this receding hairline from all the shit that Pro Tools gives you. But the reality is I never actually learned Pro Tools formally. It was all done on the job. It was in intern positions. It was in assistant positions. It was with peers. It was through Google. It was through YouTube. And I felt like, I owe it to myself as a professional to really understand what's going on under the hood of Pro Tools. So what I did was I went onto Avid's website, downloaded their 1,500 page manual or reference guide for Pro Tools and read through it all. What that means is from that 1,500 pages, I ended up with about 2 pages full of notes and things that I had to do to my Pro Tools setup to help my workflow the best. And from those 2 pages, I've pulled out seven, does that focus? No, it doesn't. Seven things I should have known, and if you're watching this and use Pro Tools, you should know about Pro Tools. All right, so I'm going to get stuck into it. I got my little list here, and we're going to rock and roll. So the first one are your auto backup settings. You can actually change them. If you head over to, where are we? File, Preferences. If you go to Preferences and in Operation, down here by default, it has it to 10 most recent backups every 5 minutes. Well, I recommend changing that even up to 100 recent backups because you can never have too many. And here's the thing, each of these backups take up 1 megabyte of space. So if you have 100 of them, it takes up 100 megabytes of space, not all that much. And it was so neurotic, I even did a cost breakdown for you. Based on my current subscription with Dropbox, it'll only cost me 1 cent to have 100 backups, autosave backups of a session. Do you know how that works out? $300 for 3 terabytes, $100 for 1 terabyte, 10 cents per gigabyte, 1 cent per 100 megabytes. That's 100 backups for 1 cent. No brainer. Make sure you do that. The next thing is really cool. It's actually, you see all these lines here? You might not have seen them before in your session over the clip. Okay, what they are, you go view, clip gain line, okay? That turns them off. Clip gain line, okay? And I'm going to explain to you what I used to do. So this is a vocal take here. What I used to do is I used to zoom in. Let's get that off spot mode, put on slip. I used to zoom in, cut it, and then move the clip down. So like it used to take me forever. As this, I can actually just like put points in and make and adjust the dynamics of a vocal take super quickly before any processing happens to it. So I can clean everything up and make sure the dynamics are nice and tight. And you can see the difference between these 2 vocals, one edited, one unedited with clip gain lines, and it's mind-boggling. So make sure you turn that on. The next one is sort of something that I saw, which I just sort of put in here because I might not use it, but I feel like I should always have this option on. You go Preferences. I'll tell you what it is. It's under Mixing, your setup for your sends. So typically this is how it's set up. Sends default to infinite, so whenever you set up a send, it goes to a bus, there's no signal going through. I just unclick that, and I also clicked for the pan's default, the panning of the sends to default to follow the main pan, which is awesome, because if I have a guitar panned off to the right and I'm sending signal to a reverb, maybe I just might want to follow that guitar reverb off to the right as well. It's not always the case, but I know, I just felt like these are pretty good things I should have known. The next one, I already had this set up, but I didn't actually know you could change it. I don't know how I set it up in the first place, but if I go into my inserts, I have 2 default ones, FabFilter Pro Q3 and a dynamic compressor, just the stock Avid one. I don't know how I got them there, but after reading the manual, I learned how to actually change this. If you go in Preferences, under Mixing, Setup, FabFilter Pro Q3, dynamic compressor EQ, you can pick any one you want. Just pick it, throw it in there, and whatever your go-to compressor and EQ are means you get them straight away in the menu whenever you need them. All right, number 5. So let's keep it along. Those are bad jokes. This is typically how I have my meters set up, all right? I use Insight on my master bus. That's what I usually use. I didn't actually know that you could change the metering in Pro Tools to show K14. See, you've got all these options. I change mine to K14 because that's what I use when I'm mixing. So you can actually change your meters there. Audio Suite default handle length. So you might, let me actually open a session where I've done this. Mailman. Where are you, bruh? There you are. 786. 5786. All right, let's open up that session. It's just tracking along here, tracking along, keeping it grooving. How you doing? You doing well? Yeah, you're doing well. Wait for the good old Pro Tools to load. Load this session. It might even be up on. While that loads, I'm going to take a chance to give you a message from our sponsor, the like button. Did you know that every time you hit the like button, you save one master from being mastered to -14 LUFS? Because that doesn't make any sense, but you should probably consider smashing the like button. It costs you nothing, okay? And it also means, I don't know. I don't know what it means other than if you're liking this, while this shit is loading, you know, this bloody Pro, I don't know why it's syncing. It's syncing off Dropbox. Of course it is. So while my session's syncing, if you hit like, it'll make it sync quicker so I can finish this video quicker and I can get another one out to you. That's pretty fair exchange. All right, I'm just going to have to wing this. Audio handle length. So whenever I'm doing any audio restoration for a mix, I'm typically using the Audio Suite to declick or depop certain sections of the song. Typically by default, this is set to 2 seconds, which means either side of where I highlight to process audio, Pro Tools will render just an extra 2 seconds either side of it. Then when I go back to listen through everything, I might want to stretch it out a bit, and I can only do it up to 2 seconds longer than what I actually chose to edit there. This is just something simple. It's just something that I like to have. An extra 10 seconds of length either end just helps me do, like, if I go Audio Suite now, where's my DS it? I don't need a DS it, but I can do that. I have the luxury of doing that. And I DS that section. I'll be able to, whoa, no. I'll be able to, where are we? Slip mode, there we are. I'll be able to drag this out an extra 10 seconds. And that just is good. It just helps my workflow rather than having to go back into Audio Suite. If I need to extend the clip a little bit, it's nice to have that setting enabled. All right, and this last setting I left at the end of the video because, not because it's something special, just because it's a little bit embarrassing, and if people have dropped out by watching by now, I don't have to embarrass myself too much. But we've all done this. We've gotten stems for a project, or we've gotten files for a project. We've put it in our downloads folder, dragged it into Pro Tools, started working on it, saved the session, deleted the files off downloads, and then nothing's linking up anymore. Cool. This is why I left it to the end of the video. It's pretty embarrassing. You've done it. I've done it. If you've done it, you should probably hit the like button. If you haven't, you should do it because you're just that fucking good. But here's how you can avoid that situation ever happening. If you go preferences, and I didn't even know this was the thing, automatically copy files on import. It's right there. Okay, it's right there. You click that, and every time you drag something in, it's going to go and save it to your audio files folder. Wish I had known that. Now, I've told you quite a bit. And if you enjoyed it, you should probably hit the like button, share, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, take care. All right, I'm going to see you next time. I just want to make sure you take care of yourself. You can also help yourself by clicking the like button again if you want to. You can just smash the shit out of it. But otherwise, have a beautiful day. All right, take care.